Ooh, good morning. We survived the night. I finally stayed at the Blue Swallow Motel. Route 66 bucket list goal checked off. I'm leaving now, but I think a little piece of my heart will always stay behind in old Tucumcari on Route 66. And that's not all that's staying behind. If you swing by the Blue Swallow for a fun pic, make sure to come back behind the office and look for Billy the Burro. I brought this guy all the way from Oatman, Arizona, and I'm secretly donating it to the motel. Goodbye, Billy. I hope you like your new home. Plenty to graze on. Oscar's Odyssey, Oscar's Odyssey. Videos you want to see on Oscar's Odyssey. That's your new theme song.
That's really good.
That's your new theme song.
Very
You're
nice.
welcome. Okay, before we take off, let's make sure we look at the map over here. Okay, we're in Tucumcari, and we are on our way to the Texas border. Nothing to it but to do it. Let's hit the road, cruise down the highway, take ourselves for a little ride. My R for Adventure hat got soaked yesterday, so it's sitting up here next to the heater. Hopefully it'll be dried out soon. In the meantime, today we're headed towards a very important part of the journey. But first we have to exit the interstate and hit old Route 66 again. This is the town of San Juan, New Mexico. There is not much going on here now. But at one time, this lonely road through this small town was Route 66. There's not much left to tell the tale now. And you can see that as the town got smaller, the road actually got narrower. Not much left here now. When the interstate came along, the town's few businesses moved a few blocks north and left old Route 66 to the cactus. Look at this old gas station. Nowadays, a tree is growing out of where the gas pumps used to be. That is actually pretty crazy right there. The tree is literally growing out right where the gas pumps would have attached. Who knows what kind of trinkets used to line the shelves in here. Check that out. There's an old school desk inside of there and a riding mower. Ooh, they used to take master charge here. Pretty wild. Once a thriving town, once a thriving pit stop perhaps, now being reclaimed by nature. Not much left to San Juan now. Guess we'll have to keep on going to the next town. One last abandoned motel and it's farewell San Juan. J-O-N. Oh yes, I love this. I love when Route 66 breaks away from the interstate and you get these old stretches of highway. Uh-oh, looks like this stretch is a dirt road. Normally if old 66 goes full dirt, I turn around, but this particular dirt stretch of Route 66 seems like it's in pretty good shape. Look at that. These are basically our last few miles of New Mexico, and I'm really loving the view. Wow, this dirt section of road turned out to be a lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. It's pretty amazing out here. It's so remote, but so beautiful. I am really glad that it decided to stop raining today. The cows out here look pretty friendly, but I doubt they'd be able to help us much if we got stuck in the mud. Whoa, speaking of which, slow down. Cattle guard, and continue. Not much to see out here, Oscar. Except these baby cows. They keep going away from us. Come back, cows! Why are you leaving? We need directions! Is this Route 66? I sure hope so. Whoa, look at this old, narrow, pockmarked bridge here. Wow, yep. If I had seen that from the side first, I don't know if I would have been so confident in crossing that bad boy. It's an old wooden bridge used during the Civil War era, I believe. Oh look, the sign fell down. What if someone over 8 tons goes over there? Oh man! Oh my gosh, it's another wooden bridge already! What the heck? Well, at least this one's operational. That one over there doesn't look like it's in such good shape. That one must be an old railroad bridge. There's no tracks here anymore. No travelers either. This road just got a lot bumpier. Take the old path, they said. It'll be fine, they said. Oh, it's a good gravel road, they said. You can make it, Jiminy. I believe in you, Jiminy. Oh, what's this? Oh, I had to stop for these. Oh, now you're gonna fly across, huh? Jaywalkers. Look at this road construction crew out here. There's guys working out here right now, fixing the fences, and they're looking at us like, what the heck are they doing out here? Whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck is this? I can see we're at the intersection of an unpaved Highway 93 here, but there isn't even a town on my map. We have stumbled across the ruins of an unexpected ghost town. This is what got my attention here. modern restrooms. A real-life cowboy right there named Paul pulled over to make sure we were okay and told us that this was, once upon a time, the town of Endee, E-N-D-E-E. Back in the 20s, you couldn't make it very far in a tank of old-timey gas and an old-timey car, and popping tires was a much more frequent occurrence. Wow, look at that. Check that out back there. This is all that's left of a very old, very small auto court. Look at that, there's some stone markers here to delineate little driveways. I've read a lot of books about Route 66, and I've never come across any mention of the town of Endee. Our friend the cowboy told us, oh wow, look at the old bed springs right there. The beds are still here if you guys want to come camping. Our friend Paul the cowboy, who works on this ranch here, is really nice, told us that originally the town was a little ways northwards where we saw those buildings over there. That was the old schoolhouse way off in the distance. And the railroad used to go through that part of town, but then when 66 came, the town moved a little further over here. But then Route 66 itself moved away, cars got bigger gas tanks, and they didn't need to stop in small places like Endee anymore. Nope, you can't stop and get yourself a slice of apple pie here. The only pie they're serving up these days is cow pie. It's amazing because there are stucco walls and wood beams, but underneath this, look at that. It's actually adobe. This is probably one of the original stops on Route 66. 1926 the highway started coming through here. It's pretty cool to find something that you know not many other Route 66 travelers have ever laid their eyes on. There used to be some other buildings over here, but clearly they have completely disintegrated. Look at this building. It's even older than that one. An old rock building. Wow, some very old hinges. Could that be an old bathtub filled in right there? So weird. What's even weirder is obviously it once had electric power out here, even though it's made of rock. And now for those modern restrooms. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to do your business in here today. I mean, I guess you could. I mean, who's gonna tell on you? The cows? But the restrooms are modern no longer. Yep. No more toilets. Long since removed. Sorry, Oscar. There's no toilet in there, man. No. I know you were excited. All right, we still got a long road ahead of us. Time to get going. We got two really nice invitations while we were pulled over on the side of the road there to visit local ranches. I would very much like to do that someday, but right now, I'm in a bit of a hurry. I'm pretty stoked I got to see the ghost town of Endee, but we have another ghost town in mind up ahead. Oh, heck yeah! Tarmac paved road. Signs of civilization. Oh, sweet, my hat's dry, and even sweeter, welcome to Glen Rio. It's one of the more infamous stops on Route 66, the little ghost town of Glen Rio, New Mexico, and Glen Rio, Texas. That's right over this line here on the road, you enter Death Smith County, Texas. At one point, Death Smith County over there was a dry county, so you couldn't buy any alcohol, but all you had to do was walk just down here 1 block to the bar. Look at that building with that old adobe brick hidden behind that thin layer of concrete. Ooh, nobody's getting any drinks at the bar today. Look at all those old unused booths. The Ozark Trail started coming through Glen Rio in 1917. You can just imagine all the crazy times that returning World War I veterans and thirsty cowboys would have had in this cafe and bar. They should have named this place the Loophole, huh? Imagine you could get a drink here, but just a few yards away, you'd be completely out of luck. Look at that concrete post right there. Right there is the border between New Mexico over here and Texas over here. Look at this! Oscar and I are in completely different states. I'm in New Mexico, and you're already all the way back home in Texas. Hey, Oscar, check it out. I'm in New Mexico. I'm in Texas. I'm in New Mexico. I'm so fast. I'm in Texas. No, get out of my state. Get out. This is my state. No, it's my state. This town's not big enough for the both of us, Oscar. I know how we could settle this. Here you go, hombre. Nice catch. We're coming down here to the old former site of the State Line Cafe and Hotel, which used to be super famous because this one used to say, first stop in Texas. And then over here on the other side of the sign, it said, last stop in Texas, depending on which direction you were traveling.
We ain't here to reminisce today. Today we're in this Texas ghost town for a gunfight.
Are you sure you want to do this? I'm from Texas.
Of course I want to do this. On the count of 3, I say draw, and we draw.
I didn't bring a pen or a pad.
Not that kind of drawing. I mean, draw your weapon.
Okay.
You ready, partner?
Say when.
1, 2, 3, win! Mine's stuck.
It's stuck.
Oh, they're toys.
They're not working.
They're toys, they don't shoot. Whoa, even toy guns are dangerous. How about that? The State Line Cafe, no longer open for business. Too bad too, because I'm feeling hungry. This famous stop on the old Ozark Trail used to have a garage, a filling station, a cafe, and back here, their own motel, which is now home only to the bunnies. What's crazy is that little rabbit over there isn't even afraid of me. I guess he has no reason to be afraid of people because he doesn't see them very often. Glen Rio, like Indy, was once a popular stop for thousands of small ranchers that lived out here. Back in the 19th century, you could come get free government land out here in New Mexico. So many early settlers did. Add to that the multitude of travelers that were coming down the old Ozark Trail and then later Route 66. And back in the day, there could have been thousands of people in this town on a Friday or Saturday night doing their thing. Now the entire population of Glen Rio, New Mexico and Glen Rio, Texas combined is 2. 2 people live in a small house nearby, and that's it. The only other people living in Glen Rio are the ghosts. Speaking of which, I really thought I saw somebody moving around in there. Ooh. My mind's playing tricks on me. That or there's some really tall rabbits out here. Hey, you never know. They say everything's bigger in Texas. Ooh, but maybe, just maybe, the town's population went up by 1. This here is the Little Juarez Cafe, and there's an old gas station next to it, and behind both of those is an old house, and it looks like someone's actually there. Not only that, but there's a ton of fresh private property, no trespassing signs to hopefully keep vandals away from these very beautiful looking historic buildings. And check out the old cars. Now most people on Route 66 are friendly, so I'm not worried about getting murdered for looking from the front here, but I dare not step on private property in Texas because of bang bang. But boy, I would love to meet whoever's living back here taking care of these buildings. Could Glen Rio someday have a Route 66 comeback story? Only time will tell. All right, now we've seen 2 authentic Route 66 ghost towns. All before noon. But now it's time for us to get on down the highway towards something that I have been looking forward to for the last couple of days. Just a little farther down this road and we'll have done it. Yes! Yes! I did it! I did it! Route 66! Well, actually, I half did it. I half did it! This line right here in Adrian, Texas is the midpoint. From right here, Los Angeles is 1,139 miles away, and Chicago is 1,139 miles away. I'm halfway to somewhere. I'm halfway to somewhere. I'm halfway from somewhere, and I'm halfway to somewhere. Look at these replica National Old Trails Road sign. This was the halfway point. Even back then, there was a sign here just like this one back in 1914. And what I love about the halfway point is that they have this little stand here so you can get a fun pic. Look, Oscar, turn around. Turn around. Fun pic! Oh, check it out back here behind the sign. There's a little stepping stool. Whoa. Fun pic number 2. That's a hard thing to wrap my head around. I've come 1,139 miles just to see Oscar's face. Of course, Oscar's face is not the only thing to see out here. There's also this. The famous Midpoint Cafe. Look at that, it's right on the fun pic line. The former owner of this place was the lady that was the real-life inspiration for the Pixar character of Flo. Dude, check this cafe out. Look at the vibe. There's one heck of a healthy gift shop in here too. Look at this right here, they have some Pixar cars for sale. I've got to get Flo from the place where the real-life Flo used to work. Look at this, the famous ugly pies of the Midpoint Cafe. I can't eat any pie because it's not gluten-free, but Oscar can. Fran Hauser, the original inspiration, may not be here, but we have Flo at the table with us. And I have got a root beer. Did you see? A root beer. Frosty. Look at that, another Route 66 model. I want a cool model. First I need to build something so they can make models of it. Oh, check out the old jukebox. Ooh, school's out. Alice Cooper? Heck yeah. I love the Midpoint Cafe. You ready for some pie, bro? What kind of pie are you gonna get?
I like some pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Look at that. There's Oscar's pecan pie warmed up with some ice cream. You're about to eat one of the famous Route 66
I'm excited.
Ugly Crust Pies.
I'm excited.
Gluten. Look at Oscar trying to mathematically figure out how to eat.
I don't know what to do.
Eat much, bro. Yeah, savor it. Savor the gluten. How's that gluten? By the way, Miss Fran, the lady who inspired Flo, I didn't mean to suggest that she was dead. She's just no longer at the Midpoint Cafe. Instead, she's next door. Unfortunately, her store is closed right now, so maybe I can get her to sign my Flo on my way home. We'll see. Look at, there's her picture right there. And there's her alter ego. Ah, Miss Fran, Flo. Well, we didn't get to meet the real life Flo today, but we did get to meet this fella right here. Look at all the signatures on this old pickup truck. Oh, somebody went on a sad tour. Aw. Well, I'm gonna sign my name too, right here on the rear view. There it is. Come and see me sometime. I can't believe it. I'm halfway to Chicago. That is so awesome. But you know, the Midpoint line is not our last stop in Adrian, Texas. Just a little ways down the road, if you go with the flow, you'll find the Bent Door Cafe. Now, it was never technically officially named the Bent Door, but that's what it's known as because of this. This portion of the building was salvaged from an old air traffic control tower. Military surplus equipment. Now that's some creative thinking right there. That's some good entrepreneurial oomph. Taking some Army surplus aircraft control tower and turning it into part of your business. I've seen a few birds flying around inside of there, but they appear to be the only customers still. When I was here last year, I noticed that they had this GoFundMe link for the Bent Door Cafe. There's still quite a lot of stuff in there, and I know that there have been plans as far back as 10 years ago to restore this place and maybe add a little transportation history into the garage area. But I guess so far those plans haven't come to fruition. It's pretty cool though. It looks like they do have enough antiques inside, and check out this old hand-painted sign outside, but I'm getting distracted. Looks like they have enough antiques inside to get her started. At one time there was an old Phillips 66 station here, even older than the Bent Door. And unless I'm completely mistaken, this is actually it. This is the old building for the Phillips 66 station. Huh. Pretty sure I'm not mistaken, but I always could be mistaken. Look at that. They have a mangle for your window washing rags. How about that, Oscar? You like that? Yeah. The Bent Door is a very iconic place, and a place you can come to be happy. All right, guys, only 1,139 more miles to Chicago. I think it's fewer miles to El Dorado, but that's back the other way. Someday, though, El Dorado, I will find you. Wow, we did it, the Bent Door. Certainly a Route 66 icon, but I know a crazier one. Just a few tens of dozens of trillions of a few more miles down the road, and we'll come to the world famous Cadillac Ranch! Why be a rancher raising cattle when raising Cadillacs is so much more lucrative? I'm just so darn happy to be here. Technically, this is the second home of the Cadillac Ranch. They once had to move it because it was way closer to town and the city started growing up around it. But if you don't count that technicality, Cadillac Ranch has been delighting visitors along what used to be Route 66 since 1974, I believe. It's America's Stonehenge, and it's one of the only world-famous pieces of art that you can participate in. And look at this. It's my friend Astro George, and he brought me spray paint. George is a pilot. Oh, And Mountain Dew. George is a pilot.
We're not
you
gonna
landed
spray-
in Amarillo?
I landed in Amarillo.
And he's here. He met me here and he brought
I
me
thought you wanted to spray paint with Mountain Dew.
delicious paint. Right?
Okay.
I did it! Route 66 achieved!
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about that. It's a little crooked from down here. It looked better from this angle, the angle that I was painting it at. Oops. Sorry, gang. Yeah. See, I wasn't looking at it from here. Okay, hold on. I gave her too big of a rump. Oh, I sprayed my finger! Ah! 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 Come here, Oscar, your shirt's black.
No.
Come on, please.
No.
It stings.
No.
Okay. Now it's got a shadow.
Wow.
Now it's legit. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy. No, I'm not. What do you think of my artwork, George? Oh, I gotta be careful not to touch anyone. I have to be careful.
I just got this shirt.
I'm happy. I did it. I contributed to the art. George thinks this will be here for at least a week. I say 6 hours before there's butts all over it. Okay, I did a double whammy now. Now people have the double Route 66 photo op for the next 10 minutes. Where's your Oscars Odyssey
Over here.
thing? What'd you do?
Sprayed on.
Oh no.
Sprayed.
Oh, see what I'm saying? Look at that. Oscar just did his fine art and Jen Gardner doesn't give him any respect. It's one of the most epic and iconic roadside attractions in American history, and of course, it's a Route 66 legend. The Cadillac Ranch. 10 epic Cadillacs nose down in the ground at the same angle as the Great Pyramid, supposedly. That is one heck of a sight. Only in America, folks. 10 epic Cadillacs, 3 friends, all of you, and the Mother Road, Cadillac Ranch on Route 66. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Cadillac Ranch is legendary. It's iconic, and the neighborhood has grown up quite a bit nearby. It didn't used to be so much stuff around. Over the years, I've stopped by here many times, and I was always kind of bummed that there was never a place to get a t-shirt. But last time I was in the neighborhood, I noticed something new. Just a stone's throw away from the actual Cadillac Ranch is the Cadillac Ranch RV Park, which means now you can buy a t-shirt, and you can also visit Elvis Presley right over here in his pink Cadillac.
How you doing there, baby?
And check out good old Willie Nelson right here in the middle. Is that Willie Nelson or Jerry Garcia? And last but not least, the Duke himself, Mr. John Wayne, everybody, in blue. I like that color on you, Duke. But biggest and maybe best of all is this guy. Would you look at the size of that cowboy? This here, kiddos, is the Second Amendment cowboy. And yes, he is a muffler man, giving you a crazy salute up there in his 10-gallon hat, happily standing above the Second Amendment of the Constitution, and down here, a quote by George Washington. You know you're in Texas when you see a giant cowboy advertising nothing but the Second Amendment.
Reckon I'm just here to keep America strong.
You keep doing that, cowboy. You keep doing that. He's done his duty, and no one on earth is ever gonna stop him. Not even this guy, no matter how hard he flails. Speaking of doing your duty, I believe now I've done mine. So Oscar and I are gonna head on into Amarillo, Texas, and see if we can rustle us up a couple of steaks. Listen, y'all come back now. Make sure to subscribe. Check out all the links down below. If you like the videos and you want to help, you can donate $1 a month or up at Patreon. It's down in the links in the description. You can get the hats, you can get the t-shirts. Okay, I'm finished. Goodbye. Until our bill is paid off. Oh well, I've had worse jobs.